Welcome to this edition of the Oldish and Real Life Renos. I'm happy to see all of you today, and I do hope that you will comment because this is really all about you today. We're making this about you, so I want to make sure that the option is turned on. There we go, to let me see comments. So if you have a comment, put it down below if there's something you want to talk about, and I'm going to see it on the side. So that will be a good thing. Today I wanted to talk with you about a subject that is bubbling up more and more in public conversations and in conferences that are available to people in healthcare fields. I'm in fact going to a conference, a one-day conference this Friday, and then the week after next, there's one that's going on for several days, and they are all about the same kind of subject, health and wellness, and the way that we are choosing to live our lives in the environments that we live in. So while we talk a lot here about making choices for your life and having plans and being able to move forward, these conferences are really more about the environment we live in. So for instance, how we build and renovate, the materials that we choose. Do we choose right angles to build things, or do we choose smooth angles, rounded angles, which are much more pleasing? Have you noticed? Yes, they're much more pleasing. Our use of color. There are actually specific colors that will interact with our brains subconsciously and serve to calm us, give us a better feeling of well-being when we're in our homes. That is in the conference I'm going to this Friday. I'm really looking forward to that. Our use of plants. Now, this is something I heard in a clubhouse conversation leading up to the conference on Friday. There was a study done. And the people doing the study did it at a commercial building. So this was an office building where some folks were working away. They divided them into two. One group sat in offices that looked out over green space. They could see plants and greenery and trees and just nature. The other group did not see that out their windows. And they measured responses and moods and well-being. And of course, the people who could see the greenery and the nature did much better. They were calmer. Their blood pressure was better. It was all so much easier for them. So that matters. You know, I've never been really good at keeping plants alive in my house, but I am trying now. I have some succulents. I think I'm not doing too badly with them. Well, we'll see. They are green, and they do make me happy to look at them. And of course, green plants are good for cleaning your air. So it's no small wonder that they contribute so much to our well-being. Another thing that has been a hot topic of discussion in the design industry, people who work at designing the buildings that we live and work in, is off-gassing. So, you know, every time you bring in a new carpet, a new chair, a new couch, a new anything, something made of plastic, it off-gasses into our environment, into the air that we breathe. So this has been a very hot topic because it's not good for us. In fact, a very good friend of mine had a friend who I know, she has passed away subsequently, but she was allergic to plastic. So for instance, she could never have a brand new car or a brand new phone. Whatever it was had to be purchased and then stored for a period of time. And it wasn't days or weeks or months. It was years before she could actually interact with it, whatever it was, a phone, a car. She couldn't get in the car until it was several years old. Pardon me. You know you're getting old when you choke on your own spit. So, there are certainly people who have allergies to these kinds of things, but that of course is an extreme reaction. But there are definite side effects to the off gases that we breathe every time we bring something into our homes. I did not know the extent of it. Even the ovens and the stoves that we use to cook our food, they don't recommend being too close to them. Gas stoves, in particular, because of the gases that come off and that we then subsequently breathe. So I love cooking on a gas stove or a gas barbecue. Believe me, the barbecue outside, of course, but I don't stand over it either. I stay back from it. So the off gases are a very interesting thing and something to watch out for if you bring a new carpet or rug or piece of furniture into the house. Even the clothing that we wear, right? Air and water quality. Now, the off gases are, of course, related to the air quality, but air and water quality really matter. I live in a condo apartment at present, and in my other apartment, which is where my work is, it is still a two-story deal. Air circulation systems that are shared with other users is really the point of the whole thing. And when you're sharing air systems with people and you're looking at things like off gases or virus loads or just poor air quality being circulated, it's being circulated to all of us who share that same air system. So your wellness is dependent on the air that you breathe and the quality of the water that you drink. So I know a lot of people have the water purification systems in their homes. There are air purification systems as well. Now, the really good ones, I think they're maybe, I want to say $1,000, $1,200, and they will do a certain number of square feet. If you have a large home, you need something much bigger, which would be much more expensive. I have actually considered getting an air purifier just because of the shared air that I'm breathing. And, every time I go to a conference and I hear about the quality of air that we breathe and how many different things can affect it, it always sort of makes my antennae sit up. And that's when I really want to do it. And I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Of course, the food that we eat is a really big deal. I don't think that is being discussed in either of the conferences that I am at, but I do see certainly news articles about that sort of thing. Makeup, the makeup that we wear, men and women, because I know men are wearing makeup. They are more involved in skincare now. So the things that we put on our faces and the chemicals that are in the things that we put on our faces are a really big deal. I do know of several stores, small independent stores, that have popped up with organic ingredients. There is nothing in these products that is unpronounceable or that is anything other than organic. Now, the downside is that they have a much shorter shelf life. The upside is you know what you're putting on your face, and it has been tested by someone. So, all of these things are contributing to our health and wellness, and I feel like as a society, as a world, those of us who have the ability to pay attention to such things are in fact paying attention, and we are more conscious of the things that we eat and the things that we wear, the things that we put on our bodies. And I think the next big discussion is really going to be the environment that we live in. If I am judging these conferences that I'm going to at all, I know that this conference I'm going to at the end of October, I was at their last conference in the spring, and there was a lot of discussion about wellness. They only called it wellness then. This time around, they are calling it health and wellness. And my understanding of that is that it is because the word wellness has become so diluted. It has been diluted by everybody who seems to want a piece of it, but they really want to relate it to our health. It's actually our health. So that's a good thing. Now, speaking of health, I mean, pop in the comments, any of you. Tell me what you are doing about the environment that you live in to benefit or boost your own health. I'd be interested in knowing. If don't be shy, it's just us. Pop your comments in. One of the things that I did recently that I will share with you, because it has just arrived, but it's charging, so I can't demonstrate it for you. I bought a blood pressure monitor. You know how during the height of the pandemic, you couldn't go into the drugstore and use one of those blood pressure cuffs. Well, I've had elevated blood pressure, and my doctor was not overly concerned. You know, it's like on the radar, but he's not overly concerned. He was like, just keep an eye on it, keep an eye on it. But I can't keep an eye on it because the things in the drugstores are not available. So even though they are available now, I still decided I wanted to be able to do it at home. Like most of you would probably do, I looked on Amazon and I looked at the blood pressure monitors that had a good rating. And there were a few of them that had a really good rating. I ordered the top rated one. And it arrived, and that's fine. I did my blood pressure. And I'm not going to show it to you because, well, here's what I don't know about it. And here's why I bought another one. Is because the fact that customers liked it doesn't mean the readings were accurate. And they may have been. So, you know, that's why I'm not going to show it to you, because I don't want to disparage the company that made it. Their readings may very well be accurate. But there was no indication of who or what organization might have tested it, and whether the readings that it was giving me were accurate. So I did some research, and I found an organization called Hypertension Canada. So those of you outside of Canada, I am in Canada. Hypertension Canada has either themselves or they probably hired an outside organization that specializes in this. They have tested blood pressure monitors, the ones the doctors use, the ones the hospitals use, the ones that the doctors and the hospitals will give to their patients to wear for 24 hours and then bring back to them. They've also tested the ones that you and I buy for home use, and they've rated them on a standard system, gold or silver. So that to me indicated that somebody understood that the readings that the machine was giving me were going to be something I could count on. So I bought one. It just arrived today. It literally arrived an hour ago, and it is hooked up. But this is it. Now, I am not promoting this machine, but Hypertension Canada does rate it with a gold standard. So that is what I bought. It hooks up to an app on my phone. It is currently charging, but it's a blood pressure cuff. So I'm, going to put my arm in there, and you see the red light is on. When the red light is off, it's fully charged. But it connects via Bluetooth to my phone, and it gives me readings. And I have an iPhone, so it will collect all of this data in my health app and let me see what's happening day over day, week over week, month over month. And it's something I can show my doctor, which I think is too cool for school. I think that's really good stuff because, I don't want to take medication if I don't have to take medication. On the other hand, if I need medication, that's what I should be taking. High blood pressure is a leading cause of stroke, and I don't want to have a stroke, so I want to take care of that. I am exercising more, and I'm watching what I eat, and it just makes sense that I need to watch my blood pressure as well. So I'll show this to you again, and I'm not paid by the company, I'm not sponsored by them or promoted by them, but Hypertension Canada has rated this with a gold standard, and they have, if you go to their website, for those of you who are in Canada, Hypertension Canada is what it's called, and you look at their blood pressure products, and they've rated them all, and it starts with the ones that the doctors and the hospitals use, so you have to scroll down to find the home ones, but this is the one that I got, and it is rated with a gold standard. So it is iOS and Android compatible, as you can see. and it is clinically validated for accuracy. It has a 5-year warranty. I thought that was good, and it didn't really cost that much more than the one that I had originally purchased from Amazon. So, you know what that says to me is I should have done what I'm going to tell you to do right now. When you are buying equipment for your home, for health and wellness, read the reviews. Not only the reviews on Amazon, but understand who is doing the reviews, what standards they're being measured to. This is medical equipment, and it should have been something that is measured by a company that knows how to deliver on standards of accuracy. So that's a really good thing to know. I still have the one that I bought from Amazon, so I'm going to do some readings with this, and I'm going to measure one against the other, and we'll see. And if the one that I bought from Amazon mirrors these ones, then yay, that'll be great, and I will donate it to somebody who needs it. But I think that's a really good thing. Anyway, the whole discussion of health and wellness is a very interesting one. And I will definitely be reporting back to you on the findings from the conferences that I go to this Friday, and also the one that is several days long at the end of October. There is going to be so much material that comes out of there that is going to be useful to me and to you, and I'll make sure that I pass it along, because a real life reno is more than just a building. It is also a renovation of our thinking and how we make decisions about things, and that is extremely valuable. So nobody has left a comment, but that's okay. You can make comments afterwards. You can think about something. If you watch this in replay, you can write down your comments and let me know how you are looking after your health and wellness. Have you purposefully chosen a place to live or a piece of equipment so that your health and wellness is taken care of in a better fashion? I'd like to know that. Until next Wednesday at 12 noon, take care of yourselves and take care of one another.